Let's dive into the first one, feeling confident, thinking about yourself in a way that creates confidence. It's very common. So the way I'll structure this for you is, what might it look like right now for you? And these are some of the most common things that I hear from consultants, and what holds them back. And then we'll talk about what the impact of that thought process is, and what you might consider shifting it into to increase your confidence. So what I often hear from independent consultants, and this is this comes from brand new consultants. Maybe you have one project under your belt, or you've been doing this for 20 years. I hear these types of things so frequently. I don't know what I'm doing as a business owner. I'm really good at implementing and working with clients after I land them, but I'm not good at running a business. I'm not good at selling. I'm not good at marketing. I'm not as good as fill in the blank, someone who's got a marketing background, for example, or I'm not as good as someone who's got experience selling from their corporate life, or I'm new to this. I even hear independent consultants who've been working for 20 years tell me they're new at this. They've landed clients in one way, and they need to land it in want to land clients in a different way, and they feel new to this. And what happens from these may just feel factual to you. They may feel factual to you. Well, you could give me a lot of evidence about how you don't know what you're doing, or you're new to whatever it is that you're working on right now, with respect to your business goals, or that you aren't as good as another person that you might be comparing yourself to. They may feel very factual, but these are not facts. Hard and facts fix facts. These are thought processes that you've got going in your mind, that then your brain is trained to go find evidence to prove you right. That's what our brain does. It goes out and finds evidence to prove to you that whatever it is you're thinking, even though these are not to your advantage, is right. And what we want to be thinking about is, what is the impact of having these types of thought processes that just kind of seem to happen or seem factual? What is the impact of those thought processes? The impact in these examples, for example, is that you feel hesitant, or you might feel reserved. You might think that you should wait to pursue certain types of business until you get better at selling, for example. Or you might even come across as more junior than you are. I work with independent consultants sometimes who kind of describe to me what they do. And the way that I take that, based on their words alone and the way they're coming across, I may take away from our conversation that they are an executive assistant. And it turns out that they're actually a chief of staff, that they're someone who basically runs a business, for the CEO and for the executive team. But because of the way they're thinking about themselves and the way that they're thinking, all of these thought patterns that they've got going on in their mind, they're coming across in so much more of a junior way than compared to the reality of it. So those are some of the impacts of having this type of mindset that is a less suboptimal, we'll call it, mindset as it relates to confidence. So the shift that you want to be starting to think about is, number one, knowing what it is that you are thinking first and foremost. And I'll give you a very tangible tool to do that here in a minute. And then understanding what the impact of those thought processes are. And then purposefully shifting your mindset into a zone that creates confidence for you. For example, I am a business owner who can figure this out. I'm different than so-and-so. It has nothing to do with being good as or better than. It's just that you're different. Helping yourself to see that that the competition that feels like it's out there is not necessarily a competition, in the sense that clients aren't choosing between you and someone else in so many different scenarios. You're oftentimes competing against yourself. Or shifting your mindset into this headspace of, I've done this, my past experience counts. There's so many times where I work with independent consultants and they tell me, I've never done this type of consulting before, I'm new to this. And we start talking about what they did in corporate, and They were doing the exact same type of thing. They're just not giving themselves credit because it wasn't in a quote unquote consulting capacity. Your experience counts. So from a confidence perspective, it's really important to know where your mindset is right now, what the impact of that mindset is, and then start thinking about ways that you can shift the way you're thinking about yourself and what you do and how you do it in a way that builds the confidence ahead of time.